Good evening, Miss America and all ships at sea. I'm Pat Shannon from In the Mix, and on behalf of CEO cRUIZE, we'd like to welcome you into the Speakeasy, where Americans can come and get their weekly dose of freedom. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of opinion. We the people have a voice, and it's called the Speakeasy. So prepare to experience freedom the way our forefathers intended to be. The Speakeasy, when nothing is illegal, and controversy is the preferred choice. Good night, and thank you. From Studio A, in the mix, broadcasting to over 100 countries, live from New York City. You're about to enter the Speakeasy with your host, Pat Shannon. cRUIZE. This is easy. When nothing is illegal, and controversy is the preferred choice. And here's Pat Shannon, CEO cRUIZE.
Good evening, Miss America and all the ships at sea. It is your boy Pat Shannon right here and In the Mix. Welcome you into the Speakeasy. First and foremost, we'd like to thank everybody for sharing another Tuesday night with us. And we have a tremendous show to get to. Before we go any further, you know him, you love him, you cannot live without him, the man who is elevating internet radio to the next level. The CEO and my good friend, and quite a handsome man, CEO cRUIZE. What's up, sir?
What's good?
How you doing?
Over here eating a bag of potato chips that smell like feet.
Which is a beautiful thing. Feet are a beautiful thing to have. You already know what I'm going to ask. I already know what the answer is, but I'm going to go with it anyway. Did you do your gigs this weekend?
You already know.
Did you enjoy them? Are you enjoying them at all? Or?
I guess it was cool because my brother was there. And my kids.
Nice.
I don't
get to do too many gigs anymore. I don't know if it's because I'm old or the English band's been playing, but with the Spanish I have not. Did you do anything for the National Puerto Rican Day Parade?
Absolutely not.
All right. We'd like to send a big shout out to everybody who's in the chat room. We got my Big Tom Conley, Freddie Baez. We have Emo Panda 28. I'm not sure if that's M.I. Antonio or not, but we got a tremendous show for you. We're going to have a couple of special guests coming in from the great state of Texas, ladies and gentlemen, the brother of the CEO and my good friend, Mr. Manny Cruz, will be joining us shortly. There you go. And also, from the wonderful state of New Jersey. You know her, you love her, you cannot live without her. The most hardcore of our listeners, Dulce, will be with us live in studio. And a young singer, songwriter, dancer, fitness instructor, daughter of one of my good friends, and quite a little cutie pie. Ladies and gentlemen, Sery is going to be joining us also. And there she is. Once again, we are live for everybody listening in on the TuneIn app, and you could, as a friendly reminder, download the In the Mix radio app. It is completely free, and you could listen and tune in through the TuneIn app. Once again, we mentioned the National Puerto Rican Day Parade. We'd like to send a big shout out to the Puerto Rican community and to everybody who went out and enjoyed. We're going to roll a quick video. Saludo a todos los boricuas que están en sintonía con nosotros esta noche como cada martes. Felicidades, congratulations, and there you go. We'll be right back with the Speakeasy with your boy Pat Shannon.
Time now for your Speakeasy question of the week.
Are
women treated different on the job than their male counterparts?
And that's your speakeasy question of the week.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be our question of the week. We're going to be bringing in our panel. That's the question of the week. Do women get treated differently on the job site than their male counterpoints? It could be monetarily. It could be, there's different aspects of it. It could be if you're an ugly broad, if you're a cute broad, do the cute broads get treated different? And that's pretty much what the panel's going to be talking about. And now, like I said, we'd like to send a tremendous shout out to the Puerto Rican community that is always listening in. It's the Speakeasy with your boy Pat Shannon and CEO Cruise.
Viva Puerto Rico, qué bonita la bandera puertorriqueña. We here in the mix salute the Puerto Rican community as they celebrate Puerto Rican heritage. Y que viva Puerto Rico.
And there you have it. Que viva Puerto Rico. We'd like to say, I didn't go to the parade this year. I actually worked. And I really didn't get to see any footage. Mr. Cruz, did you see footage of the parade? Was it as packed as it usually was? Was it?
No, people telling me that it's getting smaller and smaller by time.
I have a theory, if anybody cares. I think because Latin music is starting to plummet, because the English companies have kind of took over the Latin, Latin market. I think the Latin market is lacking right now.
I don't think it's that. I think remember years back, the Puerto Rican Day Parade was ruined by a couple of cats. And ever since that time, they just keep putting more and more restrictions on the parade.
Really?
So it's just gotten whacked since that point. I don't know if you remember in Central Park that the guys was touching the girls. I don't know if they got molested them.
Yeah, I remember
the hell
that.
happened. And since that time, it just gets more and more strict.
It could also be the generation, because I'll be totally honest. I'm American born, second generation born in Brooklyn. We come from the Irish lineage. My grandparents came here from Ireland. They, both sets. And I don't know, like the only time I ever went to the St. Patty's Day parade was when I was forced to march in it with the Marine Corps. It's just, I don't know, I'm an American, you know what I mean? I'm proud of where my grandparents came from and all, but I never been there, so it's like, like I said, I always feel the closest when I meet people that speak with the Irish brogue and everything, because it reminds me of my grandparents. I feel like this weird closeness to them. But, I mean, I really don't go out of my way to celebrate, per se, St. Patty's Day. You know what I'm saying? Like Memorial Day, 4th of July, American holidays, these are the things that I go for. Maybe the same thing's happening.
With all the holidays, though, because it's like Christmas, Thanksgiving. You notice that it doesn't have the same flair in it.
Well, we're not 10 anymore. I mean,
no, I know, but you know
Christmas,
what?
you're paying for all the stuff now.
Right,
It's
but
not
you know
like
what?
I don't get
Before
nothing.
it meant something. You remember?
Yeah.
It meant something. Like now, everything's pretty much the same, even though it's different holiday, whatever. Like the youth, the people you got now, this new generation sucks.
They're all commercialized,
It's not the same.
Kids are too old.
Too old.
And we had the conversation before. Like little kids are old. Like they don't find no one believes in Saint Nick anymore. No one believes in Santa Claus no more. I don't get it. What's going on with my wonderful country? What do you think, sir? Should we do some news? We got 8:13. You're listening to The Speakeasy with your boy Pat Shannon and his CEO Cruise. We're going to go with a little week in review news, and we'll be right back in with our panel to discuss the happenings of the week. It's The Speakeasy with your boy Pat Shannon right here on In the Mix.
Viva Puerto Rico, qué bonita la bandera puertorriqueña. We here in the mix salute the Puerto Rican community as they celebrate Puerto Rican heritage. Y que viva Puerto Rico.
escaped convicts, David Sweat and Richard Matt, who cut themselves free from a maximum security prison in upstate New York, were reportedly planning to strike again by killing the husband of the woman accused of helping Clinton Correctional Facility shop worker Joyce Mitchell, 51, confessed to killing plans to authorities. They planned on killing her husband, was said, referring to Lyle Mitchell, who also works at the prison. Joyce Mitchell was supposed to drive David Sweat and Richard Matt to her home, but didn't say that she was going to help kill her before the alleged plan could come to fruition. Joyce Mitchell got cold feet and checked herself into a local hospital for stress-related illness. As the two men escaped from the prison in upstate New York, they are said to believe somewhere in Vermont, and authorities continue their search. Pope Francis has started making good on his promise to not let even the most senior churchman get away with sex abuse or its cover-up. On Monday, the Pope accepted the resignation of the Archbishop of St. Minneapolis and his deputy bishop after prosecutors in Minneapolis charged the Archdiocese with having failed to protect children from unspeakable harm from a pedophile priest who was convicted of molesting two boys. Archbishop John C. Neesdet resigned Monday as the Catholic official in St. Paul. In a statement, Neesdet said he was resigning to give the Archdiocese a new beginning amidst the many challenges we face. And the big news out of Spokane, Washington, the president of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, Spokane chapter, Rachel Dolezal, has resigned over a fury about racial identity that erupted after parents came forward to confirm that she has been posing as a black woman for years when she is actually white. In a statement, Dolezal says the dialogue has unexpectedly shifted internationally to my personal identity in the context of defining race and ethnicity. I am constantly committed to empowering marginalized voices and believe that many individuals have been heard in the last hours and days that would not otherwise have had a platform to weigh in on this important discussion. The announcement of her resignation was posted on the Civil Rights Organization Facebook page stating, the attention surrounding Dolezal has distracted from the group's goals. Let's listen to her parents and her brothers have to say.
What is your daughter's ethnicity?
Our daughter is primarily German and Czech, and of European descent.
She's white.
She's white. Mm-hmm.
She's a blonde, blue-eyed, freckle-faced girl growing up.
Told me to make sure that no one found out where she was actually from, that she was going to change her identity, and for me not to blow her attention. And she did some good, but she did not go about it the right way. She was grew up white, and she was really privileged growing up.
Rachel Dolezal, president of the NAACP Spokane chapter, resigns Monday. And that's your speakeasy news for June 16th. Now join Patrick Shannon and CEO Cruise back at the studio for the speakeasy. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our weekly news review. And now it brings me great pleasure to introduce our panel tonight that's going to be indulging in such tantalizing discussions. The man, the myth, the legend from the great state of Texas, Mr. Kuno Panuno himself, my man Manny. Manny, welcome to the show, brother.
What's going on?
Same old stuff. How is the Texas life treating you?
It's great, man. I can't complain. It's very, very laid back. I mean, I drove 27 hours to come up here. And the second I got here, not even 12 hours, couldn't find any parking.
For those of you who don't know, Manny lived in New York City for many, many years. Now he resides in the wonderful state of Texas.
Yes.
And now we'll go to the very corner. The most hardcore of the listeners. This young lady stayed with me for 12 hours when we did the In the Mix marathon for Hurricane Sandy. She logged on a minute before we came on the air, and she logged off 2 minutes after we went off the air. The most hardcore of the listeners. Ladies and gentlemen, Dulce the Boss. And how are you today, young lady? Thanks for coming in. It's been a while since I saw you.
Yes, it is.
How has life been treating you?
Very good. No complaints.
You could complain, but none of us here would probably care.
No complaint.
And ladies and gentlemen, to my right, the very lovely singer, songwriter, Zumba instructor, the very fit, the very lovely daughter of Orlando Torres, the cutie pie, Sery. Hello.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Every day above ground is a good day. Did you bring your opinionated self in here tonight to give some opinions and
Of course.
mix it up with the old men tonight?
Yes.
We're definitely going to go into the boys and girl type of thing. I'll start with you, Mr. Manny. Our question of the week is, do women get treated differently on the job sites?
They do. They sure do.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
Well, women want to make more money than men. Some are actually doing that, being able to make more money. But their thing is that in order for them to climb up the ladder of success, there are certain things you have to do.
Do you believe that?
And one of those things is brown nose.
Because I hear some grumbling on the other side. Because I'll tell you this. If you're a cute, attractive young lady, you get treated a little different.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not talking monetarily because, put it this way, anywhere where there's a union, everyone gets treated the same. That's why the message here tonight is going to be live union, live well. Man, union jobs are the best. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing. So whether you're a girl, a boy, you're a union member, and you go by seniority, when you get to top pay, you're making the same as your other union member, whether you're a boy or a girl.
Right.
But in my neck of the woods, what I do, if you're a little cutie pie, you're getting the best buses, you know what I mean? You're getting to test the buses out before you go out. You're getting spoken to like, oh, oh, you're having trouble with the bus? I'll move it for you. You know what I mean? It's like, really? Exactly. Now, in a city type of job, you want to be get promoted, take a test, promoted. I can honestly say, for the first time in my life, it's very fair. I mean, it's extremely fair. How about you, young ladies? Do you see certain women getting treated different than other women?
Well, it depends the kind of job you're in. Because, like, where I'm at right now, no. Everybody's equally.
Really?
Unless you're in a higher position, then usually all the females where I'm at now get paid better than the guys. And they do less. That I have noticed.
Okay.
But they're up there. They're like managers and supervisors but at my position, everybody's the same.
But now, do you work with more men or more women?
It's equally.
Really? So if there's 20 people, there's 10 women, 10 men. Now, does the cutest of the chicks get treated differently by the guys or no?
Depends. Cause no, it doesn't matter if they get treated or not because they ain't going nowhere.
Wow.
I guess what she's saying is it depends on what kind of company, maybe.
Yeah, it depends.
Do you
on
have
the
a union
company.
at your job?
No.
And everybody gets paid the same?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
And how about you?
I think more of cliques get formed more at jobs. I don't really have that problem at my job where women and men get paid differently. It's more of if someone's cute, the managers will definitely treat them a little differently and let them slide with a little bit of, things here and there. And that's how forms get clicked.
So in other words, if I was the boss and I said, could you do me a huge favor? Don't wear that perfume next time you... Or let me rephrase that.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do me a huge favor? Don't wear that scent the next time you come in here. It drives me a little wild.
What do you mean? Like?
I would actually say I was actually speaking to Manny. Idiot.
No more corn chips.
But, I don't know. I mean, there's a thing going on that women make 77 cents for every dollar a man makes, but they're doing completely different work. You know what I mean? Like, if a woman is the ward clerk at a hospital and the ward clerk job pays $12, she can't expect to make what, per se, the oxygen guy makes because he's busting his back. Now, if you're a woman doing the oxygen job, I believe you should get paid exactly what the guy's getting paid.
Right.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Miss Mellons who joined us in the chat room. We are going to now open our phone lines at 718-705-4959, or you could call us on the hotline at 914-969-MIX, and that's MIXX or 6499. This is the Speakeasy with your host, Pat Shannon, and our special panel of guests this evening. And we're talking about discrimination in the job site and how men and women get treated differently. We have 8:24 in the evening. So, I don't know. I think it's all with the union you have and what kind of company you work for, because I work for a company that didn't have a lot of women, and they paid everybody whatever they could get away paying with. If they could get you to do the same job that I do for $16, but you'll do it for $11, they would pay you $11. What do you mean? How about you, Mr. Cruz? Here at In the Mix, do you pay the women any less than you pay the men?
Dun, dun, dun.
I only get paid here.
I hear you.
I don't have any females or males working here.
This is an interesting question. Is it easier for women to go up the ladder of success or for men?
It depends on the position, I believe.
Right.
I agree.
Miss Mellons, you are in the work world. Why don't you weigh in? Do you get treated any differently? And do you feel that the little cutie pie chicks get treated differently, per se, than the older? That's another thing, age. You know what I mean? Like when a woman hits a certain age, she's not like the cutie pie no more, and she's like the older crabby lady. You know what I mean?
Well, not really, because it could also mean like they would treat the younger girl like if she's a teenager, which has happened to me also in the past.
Is that annoying?
Yes, very.
Really?
Very. Like I'm not a child. I'm an adult, you know, just like you. So that's always a problem I had.
Treat you
for
like
looking
you know
young.
Less.
Yeah.
Treat you like you know less because you're not as mature as
Right.
the next person.
And also because of how I look.
Is that a phone call? We got a phone call already.
Uh-oh.
They hung up. Well, thanks for calling. We appreciate it. So, they're calling back.
Might be the signal.
Caller, you are on the air. Go ahead.
What's up, Patrick? It's Miss Mellons. What's up, guys?
Hello, Miss Mellons. How are you this fine evening?
I'm fine.
Once again, we'd like to thank you for sharing another Tuesday night with the Speakeasy on In the Mix. Talk to me. Have you ever seen preferential treatment, a woman over a man, or the cute chick over the, you know what I mean, or the white chick over the black chick? I mean, what have you seen in your vast working history?
I personally haven't seen it. I haven't gone through it either because my best friend's mom is my boss. So maybe that's the, favoritism or whatever leaning my way. But, as far as me seeing it go on, I haven't really...
Wait a minute. Did you say your mom's best friend is a dog? That's what I understood.
No, she's my boss.
Oh, okay. All right.
My boss,
I'm not listening correctly. I'm sorry.
I got some, people looking on the, from the outside in, they might think that's, me getting treated a special way.
Okay.
I don't know.
Do you get paid any different from anybody else? But
Definitely not. Definitely not.
You get paid less because it's your mom's best friend?
No. We get paid. I get paid the same thing as everybody else. So it's nothing, that I'm getting any special treatment. But people see it that way.
So if you do any special favors, do you get paid anymore?
Yeah.
Oh. What kind of special favors?
No, sometimes she needs help around the office, so I'll come in earlier, opposed to coming in at my regular time and help her with filing and stuff like that.
Do you have to dress up like in a French maid outfit and start dusting?
I work in a school, so that is definitely not appropriate.
Okay.
How about the little boys?
Oh, God. What
Did
about
they try
them?
to look up your dress?
Listen, I do not go to the school with those that had kids with a dress. They are bad. I work with third graders.
The horniest of all the boys. They're about 9 years old, right?
Listen, oh my God.
You're going to have a hard time trying to figure out if it's booger or something else.
Oh.
Yo, these third graders are horrible. I had a little kid, he just came from DR. And all his stories consist of speaking about vaginas and that the lady's vagina looks like a muffin. And I'm like, how the hell does this third grader know this?
That's because they listen to the Spanish YouTube.
Oh my goodness, I can't. I was like, oh no, you need to stop talking about that, like seriously. And he's always talking about getting married to these little girls and talking about he's gonna take out his peanuts, the little boys in the park. I was like, no, like this is just insane.
Well, so now let me ask you a question. What's the word I'm looking for? What would you say is the reason behind this kid acting like this? Because his parents are probably young, his parents are stupid, or his parents are just absolute crappy parents? I mean,
well,
sounds like it's
I'm not one to judge. I don't have any kids, so, but I think that his parents, like, they don't pay not enough attention to him, but it's just like he gets away with a lot of shit that he does. Sorry. He gets away with a lot of stuff he does.
So you think
he'll get in trouble in school, and instead of, him being on punishment for whatever, for his grades or whatever, his parents will just, act all hard with him right there at the moment. But when, obviously nothing's getting done because he comes back the next day with the same crap.
So now do you think a good smack in the head would straighten this kid out? Seriously.
No, because he definitely got smacked the other day in school because he was cursing, and it hasn't changed him.
But now who smacked him, his mother or one of the other boys?
No, his father.
Really? So the father's in the picture. How old would you say the father is?
Honestly, they both look young. I would say like maybe, mid-30s, early 40s.
But that's old enough. You know what I mean? Like, put it this way. When I was born, my father was 26. When I was 10, my father was 36. And he didn't play games. My father never went to the school. If my father would have went to the school for me getting in trouble, I knew I would have had a size 10 up my back door.
And then his mom just came from DR, too, with his little brother. So it's just like, okay, like the dad has always been there. The dad always has to pick him up from school. So, every time he comes, it's something new. Either he's cursing or talking nasty or doing this to little girls. And in the summer, it was awful because in the summer he couldn't even go to any trips because he was grabbing on girls' butts and everything. And I'm like, maybe it's a thing because he was born over there in DR. But I was like, not all kids are like that. Mm-hmm. Not all little kids that come from out there are like that, so behave so sexually and all that. I don't know.
Cruz, remember the night I left here in a hoot and I was all upset because some little boy posted on my daughter's page that night?
Yeah.
Little boy posted on my daughter's Facebook page, and my daughter was about 11 or 12. This had to be a good 4 years ago. And the kid actually said, so-and-so wants to see your vagina.
Oh, wow.
So, I didn't have my laptop with me. I couldn't wait to get home at 2 in the morning, and I posted this on the little boy's page. Junior, I don't know who you are, nor do I care, but if you ever write some foul shit like that on my daughter's page again, I'm going to smack the snot out of you on your front lawn in front of your parents. If your parents have any issue with the way I'm speaking to you, here's my number. Have them call me, because we could do one of two things, work this out, or I could smack the snot out of all ears. And I hit send. And you know what? I never heard back from it, but the next day my daughter came home and she said, Dad, what'd you post? All the people in school are afraid of you. I'm like, they don't even know who, you know what I mean? Yeah. Granted, they were 10 years old, but still, it's hard to say it's the parents because you just said that.
Well,
you know what I mean? The father was going to smack the snot out of the kid. So
well,
I mean,
today the kids are growing up differently than when we were kids. You understand? And the internet and the computer world has a lot to do with it.
Oh yes.
Because today, in today's age, it's real easy to take away a kid's innocence, which I'm upset at that. All the kid has to do is log on to a computer, and his innocence is gone.
Yeah, this is true. We used to have to work to get
Exactly. When we were kids, you believed in Santa Claus until what, 13, 14? Today, a kid's 3 years old. He's like, no. Mommy and Daddy are the ones that are buying the presents. Give me this, give me that.
What are you saying? There's no Santa Claus?
Yeah. Yeah, man. So it's a different world, and I say the internet has a lot to do with it, and to blame. A lot of times, the parents even don't know what the kids are doing because they're not really involved in their lives. So
that's pretty sad. We got 8:33. You're listening to the Speakeasy with your host Pat Shannon, CEO CRUIZE, Dulce, Sery, and from the great state of Texas.
So your dad never went to any of your school functions at all? I mean,
my father showed up like when he had to, but he never went to school because I never did parent teachers night because I didn't fail anything.
Well, you don't have to fail. I mean, today you have parents teachers night just to have
Yeah, just to get your report
And
card.
they tell you, listen, your kid's doing this and this and this. And
I come from the old school, I guess.
Uh-huh.
I try hard not to show up for the school unless there's a problem. Like if my daughter's failing something, I might show up to say like, what is she not doing? And then we take care of it. But for the most part, I'm like my dad. If it ain't fixed, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. You know what I mean? Yeah, so, I mean, I go to the things. When my daughter's first one came up, I kind of went to it, but...
And how did that go?
It was fine. I go in there, it was like a waste of my time. Hi, how's everything? Oh, Bridget's a wonderful student. She's a wonderful girl. Yeah, she's 7. And then you go to following year. Oh, Bridget is great. She's this. Okay, great. Now she's in high school.
They do progress reports now. Like at least in my school where I work at, every Tuesday they have like a parent-teacher conference type of thing, so like that the parents can know, how their child is progressing and whatever, So
yeah, but when you get the report card, if you opened it and see your kid's not doing good in English, you go to the English teacher. You know what I'm saying? If you open up the report card and your kid's got, an 80 average, there's really no need to show up in school. You turn around and go, good report card, I think you could do better.
But when you don't go to school, let's say in today's world, and let's say they think the same way you do, what are the chances your kid decides to kind of mess up?
Well, then
they figure if Dad's not going to come to
the next marking period, you look at, because I'm one of these people. My daughter had a problem in one of her classes, and she's a student athlete now. She's on the flag football team, and they just lost the championship.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so, the mother right away. Oh, listen, Bridget. This is because my wife's a typical Puerto Rican lady. She just wigged out. She's looking to beat everybody up. It's like, Nivea, calm down. Listen, Bridget, you need to pass this class, or you're gonna go to summer school and B. Like last year, I told her if you have to go to summer school, you will not be going away on your dancing championship because each year they would go to dancing school thing and. I mean, she picked it up, she turned it around, and when like I just asked her today, Bridget, today was your last day of school. Or Monday. Today's Tuesday. Yeah. Yesterday was I got a couple of regents. When are your regents? This way I know when she got to be in school. And then I was basically like, are you going to fail anything on this report card? She said, nope. I said, okay, make sure you don't. And that's it. Our conversation's done. It's kind of simple.
It sounds simple, but sometimes it's not. Man. You'd be surprised.
But again, I guess it's the way you raise. Because like with my father, he never had to tell me what the right thing to do was. I always kind of just went that way.
Right.
So my father never really had to like beat me up, come to school, pull me by my hair, pull me by my ear. You know what I mean? I always kind of knew what I had to do. How about you? Did your father ever pull you by your hair or?
Yes.
Your mother?
Oh,
your
yeah.
mother.
Oh,
Sure, your mother.
I got a chair thrown at me one time for giving her attitude at 13.
Really? How about you?
She's Puerto Rican.
Dulce? Mother never had to hit you? My mother used to hit us. Straps, spoons, slippers,
thick leather belts.
The belt we got a few times. The rolling pin I got a few times.
Ooh,
I got hit, but not because of school.
But just
school problems, but regular hitting, yes.
Now, do you feel you deserve those beatings?
Now that I look back, no.
Really? So your mother just woke up and said, you know what, I'm beat on this
I got
chick.
stories for days. I can write books
Really?
out of my life. Yes.
Wow. Books on beatings.
How about you, Mr. Cruz? Father ever come down on you hard?
My mom, yeah.
Maybe a couple times.
We never really wanted our father to hit us.
My father, like, now he's, I'm going to be 50 years old. The man is one of my best friends. But there was always that respect. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You would die if your mother would ever say, wait till your father gets home. You would want to leave the country.
Your father said your mom used to kick your
Yeah,
ass.
my mother used to kick ass. My mother hit me one time. They had this carpet sweeper. And I was playing with batteries and stuff. I was like, and she told me to go to bed. And when I dropped the batteries, blah, and she, with one fell swoop, swung and clipped me on the wrist, and my wrist blew up. And one time I gave her attitude going to the car. She was driving me to school in her little Toyota Corolla, and she slapped me in the lip. My lip. I started crying, and she opened the door and kicked me out. And we have a second caller, Miss Melanie.
Yes.
Thank you for the call, dear. You are
No
the best.
problem.
Rock on and keep listening to the Speakeasy.
Thanks, bye.
And there you go.
Hello.
Caller, you are on the air.
This is Chris from Staten Island.
Hey,
Hello, Pat.
Chris, how are you?
I'm doing fine here.
Did
Sounds
you-
like you got a good show.
Yeah, did you ever have to beat your kids to keep them in line?
Well, when they were younger in grammar school, not beat them, just a little behind and a little discipline, and I got a good result because I spoke out as a dad and my wife at times. It wasn't that often. Usually a verbal conversation will do. And everything, but it started, you see, I found it started when the kids, the training or the upbringing at 2 years old or so, with that level, not wait till 6 years old or 8. And along the way, it was like automatic for them to go through the process in a family-oriented way. Now, I just saw an email. There's a speaker on the radio, Dennis Prager, and he speaks out. And he's a new high school principal. And boy, he spoke up on the things that he was going to, let's say, give an example to this high school. And in the dress code, in them being in the school to learn things, nothing to do with ethnic or sexuality or any other things that has nothing to do with learning. And he's for the kids, and the kids love it because he spoke up and laid the rules down, like we don't need these vulgar words here, then you can't speak English, we'll teach you the English. And what we have here are books in English, that's the primary language. If you want to learn another language, that's fine. But we speak English here, that's what made this place, this country, that's why we're all here. And a few other things. So it was great to see this. I'd love to pass this around so people can see. But being a parent, takes some kind of work. And I guess, mainly work together, the mother and the father. And we all have different talents, different gifts, and share them with the kids and confront things and be with them. So it avoids the fighting. It avoids the unknown. It avoids them looking in the streets to find answers. And, there's always going to be problems, but when they do come along, the kids have the comfort that they have somebody at home to speak to.
Well, here's a question for you, Chris. As you were talking, it just hit me. As a young man, I was into freedom. So when you're in high school, you're very much into your freedom. And we have another call coming in. So, Chris, I'm going to pose this question to you real quick. Do you think it's more beneficial for kids in school today to have a uniform code, to wear like a uniform, say khaki jeans and a button-down shirt?
Well, I don't know. All I know is when there is a uniform, the youngsters feel like they belong to something that's meaningful. And in the Montessori method, it's a different system altogether. It depends on the school.
Well, Chris, we thank you for the phone call, sir. You are a veteran, correct?
Yes.
And we here at In the Mix want to thank you for your service to our great nation, and we hope to hear from you again soon on the Speakeasy.
You're very welcome, sir.
God bless you, brother. Thank you.
God bless us all. We sure need it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. We have another call on the line, sir?
They hung up.
They hung up. All right, we're going to roll the next video. I believe that might be video 4 or 5. And we will be right back because we'd like to speak on the NAACP lady. The one who was masquerading as a black lady. Because how would you feel if there was a guy masquerading as a Dominican?
It'd be kind of funny.
You think so? How about you, Cruz?
I wouldn't care.
Really? All right, well, we're going to run the next video. This is Speakeasy with Pat Shannon and CEO Cruise. We'll be right back. We got 8:43 p.m.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin from In the Mix Radio. We now join our correspondent live in the studio. This late-breaking news. Dominican merenguero and Patrick Shannon with his Estás enamorada. Mi buen amor. Sirena encantada. ¿Y cómo pudiste? is not Dominican at all. These newest reports are insinuating that Patrick Shannon is an American-born white guy. In the mix recently uncovered footage of Pat Shannon being extremely Caucasian. And you'll also see in this video, he might be the whitest guy on the planet. Our cameras caught up with Pat Shannon recently, and this is what he had to say about these allegations.
Pat Shannon, are you actually a Dominican man?
Hey, how are you? Oh, no. It's not. I'm white. I'm an Irish guy from Brooklyn. I never once said I was Dominican.
Well, how do you respond to these accusations?
Are you stupid? Or are you deaf? Brother, I just told you. I'm not Dominican. I'm not Spanish at all. I'm an Irish guy from Flatbush.
So you were denying the fact that you're Dominican?
Are you a fucking asshole? I just fucking told you. I'm not fucking Dominican. I'm fucking white. I never once said I was Dominican. You know what? I got an idea. Why don't you get the fuck away from me? Get the camera out of my face. Fuck.
As you can see, he became very irate, and here's two people claiming to be his parents. Are you really Pat Shannon's parents?
I'm his father. Who would claim to be that idiot if I was?
What is his ethnicity? Is he Dominican? Is he Dominican?
No, Patrick was born in Brooklyn. And his background is Irish. He's probably the whitest guy in the world.
My dad's white. He's a jackass.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Merengero, bachatero, Patrick Shannon, not Dominican. He's actually white. We recently hit the streets of Washington Heights to see what says the Dominican Republic about Patrick Shannon.
Tu maldito gringo. Maldito gringo. El maldito gringo. El maldito gringo.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Pat Shannon exposed to be the white man that he is. Let's go back to the studio, back to the CEO Cruise, and the whitest man in the world, Pat Shannon.
I'd like to thank my parents for joining in on that one. My father takes a great joy in calling me an idiot on the air. It's a beautiful thing. You got 8:46. This is the Speakeasy with Pat Shannon, Manny cRUIZE, Dulce the Boss, and Sery. Now, you are going to come back next week and perform for us?
Yes, I will.
And what type of music are you doing right now? Like, what are we doing? Is it Spanish, English? Is it a combo? Is it dance, salsa, merengue?
It's a combo right now. I have a track out called Está Caliente on iTunes. It is an English track. It's just the title is Spanish.
Okay.
And it's definitely a club song, something to dance to.
A club song. Now, how could people get in contact with you?
You can follow me on Instagram at It's Sery Music. ITSSERYMUSIK, because I'm cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Or same way on Twitter as well.
Well, rock on. How about you, Manny? Do you have your Instagram and your Twitter and all that?
No.
You don't tweet?
No, I don't tweet, man. I've never been into the Twitter thing. I don't know why. It just doesn't call me or anything like that. Even Instagram, just Facebook, and that's it.
Dulce, are you tweeting?
I have a Twitter. I just don't use it.
And what would be your Twitter account? Dulce?
I don't even remember.
Dulce de leche.
Wow. See, now, I got mine when I was really involved in the music, like the last few tours I went on in Dominican Republic. I did it, but I mean, now I'm using it more for this. But I mean, the reality of it is, social media is given, like, a 55-year-old guy who works in a bank, I couldn't care less what he's having for dinner. So you know what I mean? To see an Instagram picture of, like, Ben the banker's, goulash that he's having for the day doesn't really, you know what I mean? But anyway.
Hashtag noodles.
Hashtag sauce.
Hashtag bagels and lox.
Hashtag like for like.
Hashtags need to die.
So now let's jump right into the Caucasian lady who pawned herself off as an African American woman.
I think she did that because she believes that she needs to belong somewhere, and she felt that maybe being black, she belongs somewhere. I mean, because why would you go through all that to make believe you're someone else if you're not?
Interesting concept. Now, do you think she should have stepped down?
She didn't have to. She could have just apologized for what she did. But then the thing is, people are not going to take her seriously anymore because
your integrity came into question.
Yeah.
Right.
Ladies, what do we feel on this?
You know something? We have a lot of people trying to pose. Like you hear that all the time. Like white boys trying to pose as a black guy. You know. It's something we hear every day. I don't know what makes this story so different, honestly. But the thing is that she has done a lot for the community. I don't think she should have stepped down. I agree. I think she should have apologized. And just, work from there.
Maybe next time she can come as an Ecuadorian woman.
Who would ever want to say that? Not even Ecuadorian women want to say that. Just kidding. To the Ecuadorian. Para todos mis hermanos ecuadorianos, yes. That was a joke. It's a mentira. How about you, young Dulce in the corner?
I think it's just all blown out of proportion. It's just ridiculous. It's like, let's say the Puerto Rican parade. How many people not Puerto Rican were carrying the flag on Sunday?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, like, even Puerto Ricans. They don't say they're Puerto Ricans until the parades are here. Other than that, you wouldn't even know they're Puerto Rican.
But now here's one for you. What if it was like a political organization like, whatever, the Advancement por la Gente de Ponce, and I'm the president of that, telling people, oh, I was born in Ponce, I'm Puerto Rican. Would that offend you?
No.
Wouldn't you say, like, the dude's not Puerto Rican, he's Irish?
You're not killing anybody. You're not doing nothing wrong.
Wouldn't bother you?
No, not one bit.
You just really love us.
That'll probably be a 50-50. There might be somebody who might get offended by it, maybe.
Well, the feedback that I was reading on the internet, people were saying, oh, she's like enjoying the black life without paying the price, like without knowing the struggle.
She didn't go through the heartache or has the family background to be that way.
Is that another phone call, Mr. Cruz? Yeah. We have another phone call coming in. Caller,
hello?
You are on the air.
Hello, my name is Kiana. I'm 17 and I'm from New York.
That's my sister, guys.
Oh, hello. How are you today?
I'm good. I just want to say something about the Dulce, the woman.
Do you have hold on. Do you have a Twitter account?
No, I do not tweet. I'm not a bubblegum princess.
Wow.
Yeah. Kiana, everybody.
Well,
hey guys.
So let us know about you feel about the lady with the NAACP.
I believe, like Cruz said, that she just wanted somewhere to belong, and I think she went about it the wrong way. You could do a lot of good by just being there and helping people. I don't think that she needed to masquerade as someone that she's not, because now her entire being in that facility has been a lie, and even though the great things that she has done, all of it is going to be overlooked now because the people don't believe that they can trust her.
That's interesting. Well, let's say this. Let's say you joined a union for women workers and women's rights, and the president claimed to be a struggled woman, and then you find out to come along that it was actually a man who changed the gender to be a woman. Would you know what I mean? Would you say, like, hey, the chick's not even a woman? You know what I mean? Like,
no, because gender and sex are two very different things. Sex is what you were born with, and gender is how you identify. So if a man is born in a woman's body, he is still a woman.
And how old are you?
She's smart.
I'm 17.
She's 17,
wow.
Guys. Yeah, she's graduating high school.
So it's safe to say your father never had to go to your school for you, did he?
No, I can take care of myself.
Wow. Are you going to college?
No, I'm going into the military.
What are you going into?
Air National Guard.
Ooh. Have you looked into the Coast Guard?
No, Air National Guard. That's where my heart is. The travel, they're okay with tattoos. It's what I want to do.
Okay, because I have a niece and a son who's in the Coast Guard, and I was in the Marine Corps. Coast Guard is the greatest gig on the planet. Trust me on this one. Talk to the Coast Guard recruiter before you make any decisions, but if your heart is with the Air National Guard, we'll thank you in advance for serving our great nation.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome.
Do you have anything you'd like to add?
No.
When do you leave for boot camp?
Oh, I have to speak to my recruiter again. There were a few things about my health that were concerned.
Wow. Well, we wish you the best of luck. And I tell you what, You are very well spoken, and at 17 years old, I'm actually embarrassed at how intelligent you are because next to you, I seem like a big jackass.
Well, good show, everyone.
Well, thank
Bye,
you for the
Nana.
call. Have a great night and be blessed.
You too.
And
Bye.
tell your father I said hello.
Okay.
All right, rock on. And your mom, too.
Mom, they say hi.
Oh God, they're watching.
Uh-oh. No, listen, it's all good. We got 8:54. It's the Speakeasy with Pat Shannon and CEO Cruise, and we are talking about the young lady in Spokane, Washington.
What's the big deal with her posing as a black chick? Nobody was angry when Michael Jackson wanted to pose as a white chick.
Thank you.
Or Sammy Sosa.
Thank
Sammy
you.
Sosa turned into a
Thank you.
very white man.
He's
You know,
a joke, man.
He's
Once-
albino now.
He's one big joke. It's amazing.
But Sammy turned into a white guy after I toured the Dominican Republic. He actually saw, wow, white guys can have swing. Look at him.
But this guy's spending his entire retirement money bleaching his skin. Why would you do
Guy,
that?
do you really think he's going to even tip on how much is he spending?
I would have to say more than half his money's probably gone
No.
just doing that.
He made $250 million. You think he spent $125 million? Nah.
He probably would if he had to. Because that shows us, especially Dominican folk, what he really is all about, what he wants to be. He wants to be something he can't and something that, is beyond his grasp. If you're born a specific way, you should be that way, and that's it.
Wow, Miss Melanie said, who cares that she tried to be black? People are posers sometime. Wow. I don't know how I would feel. I don't, to be totally honest, who cares? She did a lot. It's just like, I don't know if you girls remember, when LeBron James had the decision and he goes, I'm taking my talents to South Beach, and everybody lost their minds. Oh, who does this guy think he is? He made $850,000 and donated it to the boys club, and they were knocking him for it. You know what I mean? Freddie Bias says Sammy Sosa is trying to look like Pat. I told you. I told you. Told you. You could never have the blue eyes like I got, old Sammy boy, and I'll never be able to swing the bat. If I could trade, I'd trade in a heartbeat. I would be Curtis Granderson for his money. He'd made $15 million a year.
Well.
Man. 8:56. This is the Speakeasy with Pat Shannon and CEO Cruise.
How do you feel about that deal with Bruce Jenner, man? Becoming Caitlyn?
I couldn't care less. I don't care what he does.
He's not the first person to do it. That's
Right.
what pisses me off. But, he's getting an award for being courageous about it.
See, the courageous... Okay. That would be like somebody coming up to me giving me an award for being courageous enough to sing merengue. That's how I look at it.
Right.
I did what felt natural to me. Because guess what? If I listened to the music and I didn't like the music and I didn't feel what was going on, something moved inside of me the first time I heard the music, and I was like, ooh, that's what I want to do.
Right.
If that moment never happened, I would have never sang merengue. I wouldn't probably even, A, be sitting here, B, know the Spanish language. So, I mean, why can somebody call me you know what I mean? Like, they're a hero and he's so courageous.
Right.
Really?
So this country's kind of have their priorities a little backwards, though.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Melanie says, I love Caitlyn Jenner. Bruce was an ugly dude. Wow. But again, they still don't know if he's going to do the surgery or not. Like if he's going to have twig and berry removed.
No, he's not.
Wait,
because let's say, for example, to me, in my opinion,
just everything else.
I think he's doing this for the fame. Sooner or later, he might even get tired of this and decide he wants to go back. What are the chances of that happening?
Wow. I wonder if he'd be able to get into like the Senior Olympics.
But that's how I feel. I think a couple years from now, when nobody gives a crap that he became a woman, he's going to say, I felt it was wrong for me to do it. Let me go back and become a man. And,
I think he should get the Courageous Award for marrying the Kardashian broad. That's courageous.
Yes.
That's courageous.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about all this with Bruce Jenner? Well, let me rephrase that. How does the younger generation look at this? Because I think the younger generation is actually more tolerant of a lot of different things than we were when we were kids.
Yes.
Absolutely. I have a friend who's actually transitioning as well. And for her, he's a guy going into a girl. For her, it made him more courageous because he used to go out in public dressed as a girl and feel a little bit of ashamed, like if he should do it. So for him, for her now, for Caitlyn Jenner to come out and say, I waited my entire life to do this. This gave me a courageous feeling to go out in public and not feel ashamed of who I am.
But that's the thing, though.
Yeah.
This dude has money. He could have done it whenever the hell he wanted to.
I think
and it's like your friend. It takes real guts to be able to go through this and through the transition.
Is that another call?
Right.
But this dude, no, dude, you have money.
Right.
Like, really, no.
Well, things are a lot easier with money anyway. You know what I mean? Like,
but he didn't have to struggle. He didn't go through everything other people gotta go through.
so you're kind of annoyed at him a little.
I am. It's like, I don't care. He can snitch, take off, whatever he wants.
But now you can understand how the black people feel that here's this woman being the president of one of our organizations where she didn't really go through the struggle. She didn't have to struggle.
But she was doing good, though.
It's a different kind of struggle,
Right.
though. It's everybody fights a different battle every single day. So maybe he fought mentally, should I do this? Should I not do this? And it just took him 65 years to maybe do it,
Yeah, but the whole point, I support him. You don't need to support him. He got money. He just needed to decide in his head, fight his own inner beast and whatever to finally say, okay, this is what I want. This is what I could do. And nobody could say nothing because he has the money and he took the time to actually decide. Other people struggle all their life and sometimes they can't even do it because then they don't have nobody to really support them.
Well, that's like DJ Eric. DJ Eric in La Mezcla. He's been wanting to be a woman since I met him 20 years ago. But he's in the struggle. He don't have the money. So maybe we'll start a fund. Help DJ Eric become DJ Erica. You got 9 o'clock. This is The Speakeasy with your host, Pat Shannon, and CEO Cruz, and our special guest panel to include Manny, Dulce, and Sery. Our phone lines are open at 718-705-4959, or you could call us at 914-969-MIXX. Mr. Cruz, how do you feel about all this stuff with the Bruce Jenner? Do you really? Because I'm at the point in my life I couldn't care less what he does.
I don't care for Bruce Jenner. It's not important. They made a big deal about this. Meanwhile, Akon gave electricity to the negritos in Africa, and we still talking about this white dude that became a white chick.
Fridays.
See that?
Yeah.
But now, like when I said about the younger generation, I think the younger generation is more accepting, and I think our country is making great strides. We're making 2 steps forward, but we're always taking that 1 step back. You know what I mean? Because the young kids today really have no respect.
No.
None. They have no respect for themselves, their parents, women. Nope. They just have no respect. But I feel that although racism will never go away,
unfortunately,
I feel that
discrimination, period.
Black, white, Hispanic, black, like the relationship aspect of life, people are more like, back in the day, if you walked into a black guy neighborhood, you got dinged up. You got beat up. They stole your sneakers. And the same thing happened when they came into our neighborhoods. And it was upsetting. Like, you would see this and be like, oh, it would make you sick to your stomach.
Right.
So now, you know what I mean? I find folks can go. Like, you can go to a party and be the only white dude, and black guys are going to look at you. And when they because this is my experience, when they realize, oh, he's here doing the same thing we are, looking for chicks and having some drinks, they leave you alone. You know what I mean? Back in the day, it wasn't like that. So, I mean, I think the country's making some great strides. And how young people, like if you see a white girl and a black dude, do you and your girlfriends go, oh, look? Or do you just not even, like, it's nothing?
I don't care.
Wow. Because back in the day, that was
thing.
In Texas now, it's very common to see mixed races hanging out or being married, having children and all that. It's not that big a deal.
When I was down in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, I actually talked to the guy and the young kid, and he was like, you really don't see much interracial relationships because it's just not.
As a matter of fact, when the movie Jackie Robinson came out, 42, I remember seeing people holding hands in the theater because of that. And I'm talking about black and white, everybody just sitting down, holding hands when, like, the strong scenes that were coming out. When the guy from St. Louis was calling him, hey, nigga, 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 hey, bad, hey, nigga, nigga. People were just holding hands, and I was like, wow, what's going on, man?
Was it a gay kind of thing? Or?
No, it's just it's like,
thing
I guess,
unity.
support or something. Yeah, unity that they were doing.
Wow.
I just happened to notice that while I was there watching the movie.
Cruise.
Yes, sir.
Boss man, what do we start, 9:04, sir?
You're ready at 60.
Huh?
You're ready at 60.
I'm ready at 60.
Okay. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, because I'm trying to keep the show at... I got a big announcement. I'm hoping. I got a meeting on Saturday with something that if it happens, it'll kind of jump the show to the next level. And I'm really hoping it happens. I don't want to jinx it by saying anything. So I guess stick in and join us next week for the big Pat Shannon announcement or the big Pat Shannon tears of sadness. But we got 9:04. This has been your Speakeasy with Pat Shannon. I want to thank Manny for coming all the way from Texas to do the show with us. Manny, thank you very much, sir. It's always a pleasure. And again, if you were living here, it would be the Manny and Pat show. Dulce, thanks for coming all the way from Paterson, New Jersey. You're a wonderful human being.
From Texas, too.
Sery, you got to promise us you're going to come back with your dancers and actually perform for us next week?
Oh, I'll be here.
It'll be next Tuesday. And tonight we're going to close the door on the racism month. Because too much negativity is very negative. Mr. Cruz, the last video, is it video number 6?
Shoosh.
And I would like to say to you, sir, thank you very much, and we'd be nothing without you. That was it, ladies and gentlemen, your Speakeasy. I'm Pat Shannon for DJ Cruise. We'll see you next week.
Good evening, Miss America. Good evening, Miss America. Ships at sea, ships at sea. Pat Shannon is in the mix. Here to say thank you for making our show. That's right, the Speakeasy. We want to thank our listeners. Everybody who logs in on the chat. All the callers. Special thanks to my brothers. DJ Eric, Andy Garcia, Joey Lindsay, and of course, show would be nothing without you, the viewers. So on behalf of myself, Pat Shannon, CEO Cruise. We like to say, thank you very much for making us, your number one.
Worldwide. To over 100 countries. In the mix radio, worldwide.